First Christian Church, we would like to wish you a Merry Christmas. We hope to find you this morning full of joy and celebration on this Christmas morning. Hopefully maybe we find you on the couch, in your pajamas, drinking a nice cup of coffee or a cup of tea, listening to Christmas music, or maybe you're watching a Christmas movie. Kids, you might be sitting on the living room floor in a pile of wrapping paper amongst all the presents that you were given. And you might be sitting here wishing, I hope this guy doesn't talk very long because I have a lot of gifts that I want to get into. Don't worry, we won't be here very long. But the Christmas season can bring a lot of expectations of perfection. For my family, it starts with the Christmas tree. That's when the Christmas season really starts. My family is going to celebrate their third Christmas in this house. And what we learned is, because of this way this house is laid out, we can get a tree that's pretty big. And each year, it seems to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And this tree right here, actually, we usually sit it in front of the front window. But because we got such a big tree, we had to rearrange our living room to be able to put the star on top of it. What we do is we load up and we head out to a tree farm as a family, and we go out and we search for the perfect tree. My wife and one daughter will go one direction, I and my other daughter will go another direction, and then my son will head off on his own. And what I've learned is each one of us wants our tree to be picked. And what happens is we'll eventually separate, but then we'll whistle, we'll make a noise, and we'll circle back together as a family around a certain tree, and we'll decide whether that's the tree to choose. And what we end up doing is picking the tree apart, saying, it's too fat, or look at that bald spot in the middle there, or it's kind of bare at the top, or it's a little crooked. And then we just continue to walk and walk and walk looking for that perfect tree. I don't know how you celebrate Christmas, but there's probably a lot of expectations, whether it's with the tree or whether it's with the decorations. Maybe you think you have the perfect gift to that perfect someone that you truly care about. Maybe you're one of those ones who thinks, if I get this perfect gift, it will kind of complete Christmas, and if I don't get it, it won't. Or maybe it will be about who you're with and who you're around and trying to create this perfect holiday. But as a follower of Jesus, we know that's not what Christmas is about. Christmas is not about creating the perfect holiday. It's about celebrating the perfection of God showing up as Jesus in the manger as a baby. So I ask you this question. Will today be about creating the perfect holiday? Or will today be about celebrating the perfection of God in Jesus showing up on Christmas? The Hebrew writer talks about Jesus' perfection. It's chapter 5, verse 8. Verse 9, I'm sorry. In this way, God qualified him as a perfect high priest. God's basically saying Jesus is the perfect high priest. The high priest was the one who mediated between God's people and him. And the Hebrew writer is saying that Jesus is the perfect high priest. We no longer need anyone else other than Jesus to be one with our Father. The Hebrew writer goes on and says, and he became the source of eternal salvation for all those who obey him. Because of Jesus' perfection and sacrifice, we have the gift of eternal salvation. So as you celebrate Christmas, enjoy the blessings of gathering with your friends and your family, of giving that perfect gift or receiving that perfect gift, whatever it may be. But remember, it's about celebrating the perfection of Jesus and the gift that he gives us on this Christmas morning.
Hey guys, I hope you guys are having an amazing Christmas morning. Whether you just started ripping open your presents already, or you've already started trying on your new clothes that you got, started playing with some of the new toys that you got, or maybe you're having to wait, because your parents told you until after this video is over. We'll make it quick then. But I am so excited to be here with you guys, and as you guys know, or maybe you don't, there's this thing called the Christmas trap, and it's this trap that we like to fall into, where all we really care about is what we get. That's all we care about. And we ask for these things, these exact things where we want it in the exact size, shape, color that we ask for it in. And if we don't get those things the exact way we ask for it, we just throw a fit, or we have an awful attitude for the rest of the day. Maybe you don't do it now, but you did it as a kid. We've all been there, we've all done it. And we don't really want to do it, but we kind of just tend to fall into this trap where we do this. And Jamie talked about that a little bit, where, you know, when things don't go the exact way that we asked or that we planned on, things kind of start to fall apart. But see, that's not the main reason we celebrate Christmas. And I think we all know that. The main reason we celebrate Christmas is, of course, the birth of baby Jesus, the Savior of the world, this plan that God had been telling throughout the Old Testament for years and years and years to come. And so the cool thing is, when you look at the Christmas story, when Jesus was born, at the moment of his birth, people came and saw the birth of this baby, right? The birth of the Savior of the world. From angels to animals to the shepherds to the wise men, all these people came to see the birth of this baby, this amazing moment. And so if years and years ago, way back then, people were gathered together to celebrate the very first Christmas, I think that means that God intends for us to celebrate with people as well. And so that leads me to the question of, is this Christmas, is today about what you get, or is it about who you are with? Because if it's all about what you get, then we're missing the whole point of why we celebrate. Because we have the opportunity once a year, every year, to be able to spend time with our loved ones, our friends, and our family. Well, except for that 1 or 2 years when there was this thing called COVID and there was like a pandemic or something, but you know, that was a crazy time. So ignoring that, we get this chance once a year where we can spend time with each other and spend time with our loved ones. And I know for me that when I look back at my past Christmases and when I was a kid, I don't remember any of the gifts that I got, right? They fade. Like 7 years ago, I don't remember what I got, except for the really good gifts. I will admit, I remember those. Those were amazing. Like my Wii, love that thing. But when I look back, the things I truly remember are the memories and the things that I did with my family and my friends. I remember every Christmas morning singing happy birthday to Jesus with my family because, you know, that's what we did as a family. I remember going to the movies with my parents after we eat lunch every Christmas. And I even remember one year, it was 60 degrees and warm outside, and I got a basketball hoop, and I got to go play basketball with my friend Justin. Those are the things that stay with us for years to come. And so that is why I think it is so important that today and throughout this Christmas season that we spend it with our loved ones, with our family, with our friends. And I would be kind of a hypocrite if I said all this and I was over here alone. So I want to invite my good friend Matt here. Hey buddy. And this is what it's all about, making memories with the ones that we love, our friends and our family. So from the bottom of our hearts, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and hope that you make today all about the people that you're with rather than just what you get.
If you're in my life cycle, Christmas is just different. You know, there was a day when every inch of our floor was covered with wrapping paper, but now our sons are grown up and they're gone. And even when they got older, we always looked forward to them coming home at Christmas. And I kind of miss those things. But now we're at a point in our lives where Melissa and I are the ones going over the river and through the woods to our grandchildren's house we go. And so things are just different. And I miss those things. You know, something else I miss is, if you're like me, you just miss your parents. You know, we have some ornaments on our tree that my mom gave us years and years ago. And they're not expensive, but they're valuable to us. And you know, the reason we miss so many things at Christmas, I think, is because there are so many blessings. And sometimes it's difficult. We want to focus on what's missing, when really what's missing is what has produced huge blessings in our lives. And so I kind of challenge you with that. And you know, sometimes if this is the first Christmas that you're without your mother or your father or another loved one, grief sneaks up on you and you really miss them. But you know, I think you really miss them because they really blessed you. And I hope you can just focus on the blessing It's amazing how the promise and the hope of Jesus Christ takes those things that we really miss and reminds us that we're really thankful for them. Merry Christmas. And if you haven't connected with First Christian Church, we'll have a QR code right about here that you can work through that'll link you to our Christmas Eve service. And you can take some time to worship in your own style, in your own home, and reflect on some of the things that happened in our church family last night. Merry Christmas again.